Late John Odumodu has only two sons, Chris and Chike. Chris is now 28 years of age, while Chike just turned 26 on the second day of February 2024. They have an uncle named Emeka, who they love so much like a father ever since their parents died in a car accident 1 year ago. They all live together, but in different buildings in the ancestral Odumodu compound. They have continued to live in peace and harmony since their parents died. One day, Emeka invites Chike to his sitting room while Chris was away. As Chike steps in, greets him and takes a seat in the room, he simply continues to stare at Chike without saying a word. After some seconds, Chike asks him why he is staring at him like that, and he responds with a question that will later destroy all the peace and tranquility that the Odumodu family has ever known all their lives. He asks Chike, "When will you become a man?" Chike responds, "Uncle, I don't understand what you mean. Am I not a man?" Emeka laughs and tells him that he is not yet a man. He tells him that men demand what they feel is rightly theirs and never waits for anyone to serve it on a platter to them. They fight for it. He then asks him why he has not demanded an equal share of his late father's properties from his older brother. Chike tells him that his father already shared everything between both of them before he died, and he, Uncle Emeka, is aware of it. Uncle Emeka agrees that he is aware of all the properties he shared to both of them, but was never aware of who got the family home they are living in, and it wasn't mentioned anywhere that he, Chike, got a share of it. It is also your father's property, and you deserve to have an equal share of it. You don't have a share of it because you are not man enough to demand for it yet. You have to go for it now, before it becomes too late. These words begin to leave rent free in Chike's mind. As soon as Chris gets back from work that very day, Chike goes to him and demands to know his own portion of the ancestral home both of them are currently living in. Chris was totally shocked at the demand. He asked him if he is not aware that the home belongs to him as the first son of John Odumodu, according to tradition. This response didn't go down well with Chike, and he threatens to deal mercilessly with him if he doesn't give him an equal share of the ancestral home. The next morning, Chris goes to Uncle Emeka to relate to him about the recent demand of his younger brother. He advises him to send him away immediately before he poisons him in his home, since he, Chike, is harboring that kind of evil thought in his mind. Chris disagrees and says that he doesn't think it has gotten to that extent, but promises to do just that if he ever threatens his life over the issue again. As soon as Chris goes to work, Uncle Emeka invites Chike to his room. He showers him with praises for acting like a real man. He says to him, "Your brother just left my house this morning. He told me that he is becoming so scared of you because of the way you threatened him yesterday. But he doesn't think you are serious enough. He told me that he will have no other option than to give you what you want if you ever threaten him again. I'm so proud of you now, my son." Chris comes back from work that evening. Chike goes to him immediately. He says to him that he wants to know if he has decided on which portion of the ancestral home he wants him to take as his own. Chris casually tells him that he is beginning to run mad and continues with what he is doing. Chike quickly grabs him by his shirt and a scuffle erupts immediately between them before Uncle Emeka and other neighbors come to separate them. Chris wants him to leave the home immediately, or else he will not like the next thing that will happen to him. Chike agrees to leave, but warns his brother that he will make sure that he regrets his actions. He also says to him that he will have a portion of the ancestral home no matter what it takes. He goes into his room, grabs some of his belongings, and leaves. 2 days later, Chris is scared to death when some members of the local vigilante group in the community arrives in his home with 2 badly beaten criminals in handcuffs. One of the group leaders yells to the criminals, "Is this the location?" And they respond with a loud yes. On hearing this, Chris' heart sinks further into his stomach. Then the leader proceeds to ask them, "Is this the man?" He is referring to Chris, and they said no. They state further that the man is living in the next building beside Chris' house, and his name is Emeka Odumodu. The group springs into action immediately and arrests Uncle Emeka. They put a handcuff on him and orders him to get into the bus where the other criminals are. As he is trying to obey the command, Chris steps up to the leader and demands to know what his uncle has done before they can take him away. He asks who he is. As soon as he says his name is Chris, he says to him, "Oh, you are the Chris. You would have been a dead man today, and your brother would have been blamed for your death if we did not succeed in arresting these men on their way to your house to kill you." We got a phone call from someone claiming that two men snatched his motorcycle at gunpoint and said that they drove towards Obiora Road. And luckily for him, we were on Obiora Road. So he gave a description of the two men, and when we saw these men, they matched perfectly with his description. So we stopped them. On interrogation, we discovered that they stole the motorcycle to go on an assassination mission. When we went through the phone of one of the suspects, we saw WhatsApp messages from this your uncle, Emeka, where he detailed how they are going to kill you and then leave a false impression that will make everyone believe that they were sent by your brother Chike to kill you. In that message, he posted about how he successfully planted the quarrel that you are having with your brother, even though he understands the truth that traditionally Chike has no claim to any part of the ancestral home, as his father had already given him the properties that are due to him while he was alive. Chris finds it very difficult to believe everything he has heard because of how they have literally taken Uncle Emeka as a father. He begs them to let him see and listen to the WhatsApp messages by himself. After listening to the messages, he breaks down in tears and begins to ask his uncle why he wants to kill him and blame it on his younger brother, Chike. But his uncle never said a word and only looks away. Now to you, my listeners and viewers, why do you think Uncle Emeka wants to kill Chris and blame it on his younger brother, Chike? And if you happen to be Chris, will you ever reconcile with your brother again or even trust him again? Please drop your answers in the comment section below. My name is Bright. See you in the next story. Bye-bye.